Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I think my mic is on. Let me know if it's not on. I think I have to reset something because there's a thing that always needs to be refreshed or something. I don't know why it does this. Hopefully it's working now. Hello, how is everybody today? I hope everybody is good. Yay, Alicia! Oh, and Jasmine's here too. Yay! Hi. Hi, everybody. And I see you, Lo Babin. I'm trying to remember if your name is Lorraine. I think your name is Lorraine. Hi. Hi, Jenny Kate. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday lunch. I think the sound alerts are working now. I'm going to try something out. Let me see. I'm a potato. I guess that worked. Okay, it played for me way sooner than it showed up on the stream. I was very confused. Hi, Lorraine. So I have some sound alerts set up in the chat. If you want to play sound alerts, feel free. At some point, I'll have channel points that you can use, and then that'll be how we do those. But yeah, hi. Hi, folks. I'm still figuring out this whole streaming thing. And today I'm gonna be knitting a bit. Scoot something out of the way so I have some more sunlight. I'm going to be knitting, and this time I'm working on a couple of not garter stitch, stockinette stitch rows. Hi, Amy. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I'm very new to Twitch. I think all of y'all know me from either Instagram and or FlossTube. So I probably don't need to introduce myself, but my name is Jessie. My pronouns are she and they, and I'm a floss tuber and crafter and small online business owner and what else? I'm all the things. I try to be all the things anyway. And I'm just going to be knitting and chatting with y'all today over my lunch break. I think I'm going to make this a regular thing, but maybe only once or twice a week going forward. So I'm thinking maybe lunchtime on Wednesdays and either Thursday or Monday. I haven't decided. Hi, Kathy. Hi, everybody. I remembered to actually tell people what time I was doing this time, so so that y'all can show up. I realized when I posted about it on Monday, I didn't actually say what time I was going live. I just kind of was like, I'm gonna go do this, and so nobody knew specifically what time to show up, so that was kind of a problem. um, Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me for this little lunchtime chat. I thought it would be nice to hang out and chat and do some knitting over my lunch break. I just thought it would be kind of fun. And I'm getting ready to do this is pinions that I'm working on. If I can get my yarn, oh my gosh, y'all! Like I am. Nadine, hi Nadine. Yeah, I do get a lunch. I get a whole hour for lunch. I do. In fact, I'm required to take an hour for lunch because I'm a full time employee and I'm employed by the state. So I have to take a whole hour, whether I want to or not. Um, yeah, so it is a thing. Let me just figure out my camera here. Here we go. Here we go. So I am working on pinions, and I have some things set up that I can. Yeah, I'm not a teacher. I work in economic development. So I'm working on pinions. So there's the info there, along with the Ravelry link if you want to get your own copy opinions. I have coffee because I'm freezing to death. Um, yeah, see, some folks are we're required to take a certain amount of time for lunch, whether we want to or not, and then other folks are not allowed to even take 15 minutes, even though they're entitled to it. It's really annoying. It is yins where you live now. Yeah, y'all is definitely my vernacular. I'm in Virginia. For anybody who's not familiar, I'm in Virginia. Was born in Virginia. Have lived in Virginia my almost my entire life, with the exception of about 4 years when my family lived in Germany because my dad was active duty military, and we were stationed in Germany from about the time that I was 1 till about the time that I was 4. I had lived in mostly the same area all of my life. So I was very fortunate to have a very stable home life. We stayed in the same, I lived in the same house from the time that I was 4 until I left for college. So yeah, that's me. I've been in Virginia this whole time, so I definitely say y'all. My mom was from Georgia originally. My dad was from Miami. So he was not so southern, but my mother and her family very southern. Yeah, that's what's unfortunate, Jasmine, because in certain kinds of jobs, and my heart goes out to you right now, working in nursing in the medical field, because I don't have words for it. They're finally starting to talk on the news here locally about how the hospitals are getting overwhelmed, which is validating for me in a way, but also um, it's also still frustrating and sad because it sucks that the hospitals are getting overwhelmed, but I'm glad that the news is saying something because there are folks that I have spoken to in my area who don't feel like our local hospitals are overwhelmed, and they absolutely are. They absolutely are. So y'all and Hun, still say them both. Yeah, Hun I think is I know that that's like a Maryland thing. But yeah, in Virginia we say y'all. We're not as southern as we like to think that we are. But Virginians Virginians feel very southern, but we're only vaguely southern. We're sort of like the Diet Coke of southern. And Momo is having a fit today. I don't even know what is going on with her. Yeah, I can understand Jasmine. I would absolutely dread going to work. Momo, she's attacking the curtains like they are the devil. I don't even know what's going on with Momo today. In fact, I've given her treats and I fed her lunch very early because I was trying to get her to calm down while I did my stream. And it did not help because she's over there flipping out over something. Uh, yeah, Alicia, I don't get people either. I really don't. What's frustrating to me too is that let me just make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, yeah, knit to the last 4 stitches. Okay. I don't get it either. I know a lot of reasonably intelligent folks, and granted, nobody in my personal circle. New follower, Stitchy Ren. Hi, Ren. How's it going? I know Ren outside of Twitch, so hi, Ren. um, so I don't understand what the. Okay, let me go back. I'm getting all kerfluffled here. So all the folks in my circle, as far as folks that I might see in person or speak to on a regular basis or anything like that, all of us are vaccinated. Many of us are boosted as well. My pod per se, like me and Adam, my brother's shopmate, and their sort of employee, they are all vaxxed and boosted. Like everybody that I know is vaccinated at the very least. But the attitudes of some of the folks that I know who are otherwise reasonably intelligent folks, I'm just like, I don't understand why you're so blasé about it. Like this sort of fatalistic, we're all going to get it, so you might as well just deal with it. I'm a potato. That's one of my favorite sounds. But yeah. I don't understand why there's this fatalistic idea because it's almost like they don't realize that so many of us in this group actually fall into that category of having multiple comorbidities. Because let me tell you, comorbidities, we're not talking like you have COPD or just really serious things like you have COPD or major respiratory issues or anything like that. We're talking about people who are obese, people who are diabetic, people who have high blood pressure. These are three boxes that I check off personally. And that multiple people that I love check off personally. And, so that puts us in the danger zone and nobody's acting like we're in the danger zone. And I'm like, come on, y'all. Now, that's not to say that they're taking precautions and, they're vaccinated and boosted when they can be and wearing masks out in public and things like that. So they're doing those things, but their attitude is just so frustrating. So, so frustrating. Let me catch up on chat. Going good, working on test stitch. Ooh, nice. Ooh, is it the test stitch for your stitch along? Because that's going to be fun. Ren is doing a stitch along, Kingdom Hearts stitch along with all the swords and stuff. It's going to be super awesome. And Ren has a Facebook group. Are any of my mods in? Because I don't have the link. Let me give you some modly power here. And you can post a link. If it'll let me mod you. I don't know if it will. Okay. I'm trying to mod you so you can post a link because I only have two mods at the moment and neither of them are here. Let's see. Jasmine, I just saw that you grew up in Philly, so you say use youths. Oh wow, Jasmine, I didn't realize you worked in a dedicated COVID unit, designated COVID unit. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe that's the attitude that they have. They're sick and still require care and they're still just considering getting the vaccine. That's ridiculous. Mental illness counts too. And I definitely struggle with ADHD, a little bit of anxiety. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and it is, being overweight, pretty much in the medical community, any kind of overweight is almost considered obese. I'm not sure what the technical medical definition is, but it's really low compared to what normal people, how the size that normal people are. So, yeah, totally get it. Yay, Heika's here. Hi, Heika. Just sifting through the chat. I'm not used to having so many chatters all at one time. This is fun. What's keeping you back from stitching, Kathy? Are you having issues stitching, or you're just at work not able to stitch? A lot of people are leaving because they don't want to do this anymore. They're going to travel, but our unit has a ton of travelers already, so it's only going to get worse. Yeah, and that's I can't even imagine how frustrating it is. I totally get where they're coming from. I really, really do. And that's another thing that I get frustrated with some folks that I know because they want to talk about how folks don't want to work these days. My camera is not even close to where I'm trying to. Here we go. They want to say, oh, folks just don't want to work. That's not what it is. Folks don't want to risk their lives for people who don't care to do like what is basic human decency and get an FDA approved shot that will prevent illness and help keep people out of hospitals. And I totally get that. Why would you want to work in that situation? You're overworked, you're underpaid, you're expected to risk your life for people who just don't care. Yeah, I just can't even. I can't even. BMI is used for obesity. It's so archaic. Yeah, it really is. And the way that they measure things, my BMI is off the charts. It really is. And that's not to say, I don't consider myself svelte by any means. I'm certainly a big person, shall we say. But the way that they measure things, my BMI is just astronomically high. The way that they measure these things, because I think and this is what's funny. So they don't take it into account the fact that some people literally have bigger bones than other people. Like this is a thing, and it's frustrating to me that that it's not more medically recognized. Because let's see, if you take my friend and I, a friend of mine, and I, we if we sit next to each other and we measure our wrists, she has a tiny, tiny, dainty wrist. It's very, very tiny. And she is overweight as well, but her wrist is tiny because her bones are smaller than mine. It doesn't matter what height we are, but she has a much smaller, more dainty frame. My wrist, no matter how much weight I lose, is going to be much larger than the average assigned female at birth person's wrist. This is my wrists are just large. They just are. So when they don't take that into consideration, and they do this whole BMI thing. Like for my height, I'm supposed to be five. I'm 5'7". For my height, my weight is supposed to be something like 120 pounds. Y'all, if I were 120 pounds, I would look sick. I would look like I had been intentionally starving myself, or that I would look ill. I would not look okay. And it's very frustrating that that's how I get measured. Like I know that I'm overweight, no matter what measure you use. I know that I'm overweight, but they're what they consider to be the best weight for me is not real. It's not a real thing. It's really not. I am totally losing track of the chat. I don't know how Michelle does this, y'all. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to work. I get that, but why would you? I mean, why would you want to work in this situation? The fact that you are still working, congrats to you. Thank you for what you're doing, because you have other options. Everybody has other options, but I mean, who would? Yeah, it's just rough. Just this week they started shutting down schools again here. Yeah, what's interesting to me, Amy, is that they are talking about doing that in some districts around here too, but they're only talking about doing it for like a week. They're gonna send students back to virtual learning for a week, and I'm like, how is that gonna? I mean, it won't hurt the situation. I mean, it won't. It won't. It will probably help in reducing some of the outbreaks, but it's 1 week is not going to fix anything. Like, you really think that stuff's going to be all better in 1 week? Really? Like, I don't understand. Don't understand at all. Yeah, there is a lot of job creation that didn't exist before. But part of me is like, I kind of feel bad asking somebody to go shop for me and to bring me things, like using Instacart and Grubhub and things like that. In a way, I know that I'm helping them pay their bills, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I feel bad because I'm asking them to do something that I don't want to do. I don't want to go into the store. I don't want to travel around and be in contact with people and get my own groceries, and that feels kind of crappy. But I don't know. I don't know. It feels like there's no way to win other than growing your own food and just staying in your own home. Oh wow, Kathy, you had surgery this morning. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I hope you continue to recover well. That's really rough. Well, I hope your appointment on Wednesday goes really well. You won't get the FDA approved vaccine, and they beg for the EUA treatments. The cognitive yeah, yeah, yeah. Jenny Kate, the cognitive dissonance is unreal. It's unreal the way that people think about things and the way that they don't think about certain things. It is unreal. Is probably it's surreal. The entire world is really surreal right now. Just unbelievable. You started calling yourself Rubenesque. I love that. I've always loved the whole idea of Rubenesque. I used to describe myself that way as well. Now I just call myself a big person. Tall and broad stature. BMI hasn't been under 38 in years. Yeah, exactly. Like severely overweight for one person is not exactly severely overweight for another person. You cannot use the exact same measurement to say that two separate people who have completely different genetics are both overweight. It's not, it doesn't work well. It's not okay. Yeah, patients don't understand why you won't give them crackpot treatments because medical science doesn't say that they work. That's why. Because science. Hi, Elmo. Welcome to the chat. I'm just trying to catch up. I'm like way behind. I like Fluffy. Yeah, I've called myself Fluffy in the past too. I do like Fluffy. In fact, it's so funny. So I'm seriously afraid of giving my cats a complex. So even though Luna is much chubbier than the other two cats, I call her Fluffy and not chubby because I'm afraid of giving her a complex because I don't want her to feel like she's fat. Yeah, Kathy, that's exactly my point. Like, I think for me personally, 180 would probably be my ideal weight. Like, I think that would be the weight that I would not want to go below because I think for my height and for my build, that would be an appropriate weight. But that's still considered obese. It's still considered overweight, and I think it's ridiculous. Yes, I am working on pinions. If somebody can type exclamation pinions, I think everybody can type that. You can get the link for it if you would like to go to Casapinka's Ravelry. 5'3" and should be about oh my gosh, 100 pounds. I can't even I can't imagine. The only adults I can imagine being 100 pounds. I know some folks who are barely over 5 foot tall, and like if they're at 5 foot tall and very thinly framed, then yeah, 100 pounds makes sense. But oh my gosh, hi Rachel. Welcome to the chat, Rachel. I'm way behind on the chat. I'm probably just going to have to give up and go with it. With virtual shopping, you're limiting how many people are out. They are already out, and it keeps one more household out of the equation. There is that, Alicia. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Parents got COVID over the holidays. They're both very anti-vax. They found a nurse in Tennessee that would prescribe them ivermectin. Oh my gosh, Rin. But I remember what you've said about how your family is. Oh my gosh, that is wow. I don't know which is more mind-boggling, the fact that they asked a medical professional or the fact that they found a medical professional who would do it for them. That's that is wow. And I just recently saw that now and I don't know that if this is real medicine or if this is crackpot medicine, but now some folks are trying to get androgen blocking medications to help with COVID. Like spironolactone is one of them, which I realized I had taken many, many years ago when I was seeing an endocrinologist, and she suspected that I might have PCOS. Um, but yeah, I saw Dee had actually posted it on their stories that folks are looking for spironolactone and other anti-androgens, and I'm just like, what? Why in the world would that help at all with COVID? But oh my gosh, that's just so wrong. Fluffy. Yeah, henceforth, no one will be overweight. We'll all be fluffy. We'll just be fluffy. That's Your husband is a kidney transplant patient. Your mother-in-law has many comorbidities. The only one who does shopping for both houses just to keep them out of the public. And I think that's fantastic of you, Kathy. I really do. The main reason that I haven't been more obsessed with like doing super precautions and things like that is because I no longer have a very, very vulnerable person in my household. If my mother were still with us, then I would not be leaving my house and we would only get groceries and delivery. And I would probably have not even been sharing a bedroom with Adam during all this time because Adam has never been allowed to work from home. His job prevents him from being able to work from home. He can't monitor the water plant if he's here at home. There's no way to do that remotely. So he's had to work uh, at his work, the entire pandemic. And if my mother was still around, I would not have been able to be around him and be around her. So, um, I'm thankful I don't have to take those precautions, but those are precautions I absolutely would have taken in a heartbeat. I've been trying to get my brother to understand that he is extremely vulnerable and needs to take additional precautions, but he's hard headed. So that is what that is. Surreal. Yes. Thank you, Rachel. Good way to tell someone's overweight is unhealthy is to look at their cardiovascular system. Many people who may be considered obese have perfectly good hearts and BP. That's fair. That's fair because if you, I don't know if any of you have ever watched My Big Fat Fabulous Life. She is very overweight. She's a very heavy person. But Wendy Wade, Wendy Way Thor. She's that's her whole story is that she's very very overweight, but she's incredibly active. And I would imagine that if you check her cardiovascular numbers, that she's really good because she's exercising all the time. Some of us just can't lose weight no matter what we do. Difficult when you have a daughter, so I want to make sure she doesn't get, yeah. Yeah, I worry about that with my stepkid too, the body image issues and stuff like that. It's really tough. Yeah, I think Kathy, it's important to. It's not necessarily like giving up per se, but just learning to love your body for what it is, and being happy with what it is, and getting off of the endless like health craze, the diet craze, and that sort of thing. This diet culture that we have is really ridiculous. It should be about making sure that you can move, that you feel comfortable in your skin, and that you're eating food that is healthy for you, not that you're dieting, not that you're doing these crash plans and stuff like that, but that you're eating food that is healthy and good for you. And what is healthy for one person is not necessarily healthy for another, so you have to find what works for you. 20 messages. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try to. Okay, I think I've caught up now. If I missed anything important, let me know. The internet can be great, but there are some wild corners. Yeah, there really are. Weight really is tied to genetics more than it is a lot of other things, and I think people don't realize that. And I was just, it was meant to be a joke, but I just saw a meme earlier today or yesterday talking about since I have European peasant genes, I can't lose weight because my body thinks that when I'm exercising. Everybody, welcome my husband to the chat. Hi, Adam. He may not be able to hear because if he's at work, he can't always listen in. But hi. Oh, I totally just dropped that stitch off the thing. Oops, sir. Yeah, that was meant to be a knit stitch too. Okay, let me re-knit this. It's hard to do more than one thing at a time. Okay. I have difficulty multitasking in some situations. Okay, let me get my needle where it needs to be. Um, yeah, Rin, that's kind of my thing too. I've never been a thin person. I've been big my entire life. So I'm used to being big. My big measure for most things is, do I feel comfortable wearing my clothes? Are my pants getting too tight? Are my shirts feeling uncomfortable? That's kind of like my main measure. And I've ended up losing weight over the last couple of years, which is kind of surprising. But I think it's because I have so much access to so many things to keep me occupied. Hi, Beck. It's good to see you, Beck. Thank you for the follow. I don't know if y'all noticed, I have pictures of Momo in my alerts now. I took great care to do some background editing and stuff, and but you can't see her as well as I would like you to see her. I still there's so much with Twitch that I still have to figure out. It's a little bit daunting. It's a lot daunting. But yeah. So I keep losing my train of thought. How do you mean that I knit like you do, Kathy? This is mirror knitting, which is not a thing I intentionally learned to do. It was a thing that I started doing because it made sense to my brain. And I have confused the heck out of folks trying to teach me knitting by using this. And then I discovered um, maybe a year and a half ago that this is actually a way that people knit. So I'm actually, what I'm doing is I'm staying on the front side of my work, the right side of my work, and I'm actually doing what would be a purl stitch. If I flipped this over and did the exact same thing that I'm doing, it would be a purl stitch. So this is the exact same as working a purl stitch on the wrong side. I'm just not having to flip my work over, and it makes me so happy because I hate flipping my work. The yarn gets all tangled, and it's very very frustrating. And and yeah, so this is how I uh, words. This is how I mirror knit. Yes, words. I just had that thing and then I lost it. Um, so most of the time, if I can manage it, I actually don't flip my work. The only time I do turn my work is if I have to, like if I have to do a garter stitch, so that I have to do knit stitches on both sides. I will usually go ahead and turn the work because it's easier to work in the knit um, in the non-mirror fashion, in the traditional fashion, than it is to work the knit in the mirror fashion. Because working a knit this way means that I have to pull the yarn here and basically do a backwards purl. So then I would do that to do a knit stitch in this direction. The purling is way easier this way. Oops. Okay, I have my yarn in the wrong place. There we go. Working a purl this way is so much faster and easier. Um, I really like it. Plus, I only do like a half continental going in the other direction. For some reason, my hands don't want to work the way I want to. So I'm not exactly throwing, but I'm not exactly flicking either when I'm working a knit in the other direction. But I'm more flicking when I do a mirror stitch purl like this. So, and now I'm going to lose track of it. Y'all are talking so fast. Y'all are so fun. Who just came in? Hi, Dawn. Welcome, Dawn. And Jen, I guess I'll call you Jen if there's a better name. Hi, Ruby girl. I missed a whole bunch of folks coming in. Having some lunch. We'll crochet later. That's awesome, Lorraine. Yeah, Ren, I hate buying clothes too. I really hate buying clothes. Can't wait to see how you dress up Grogu for February. Oh, Jasmine, what do you mean holding the yarn in my left hand? I always hold the yarn in my left hand because I'm also slightly dyslexic and I just kind of do things in a random way. Um, do, do, do. Beck, I'm glad you could make it. It's good to see you. Oh, you thought I was either left-handed knitting or the image was flipped. Nope, I am actually mirror knitting. It is a whole thing, which I didn't know was a thing until just recently. Yeah, I sort of kind of purl when I'm purling in the normal direction. Hi, Losh Clan. I'm assuming that's a Michelle. Hi, Michelle. I remembered how to say your last name correctly. Knit European style when you're knitting stockinette in the round, but it doesn't last long. Yeah, I do weird things with my needles too. I don't drop my needle completely. I sort of hold it with other parts of my hand. It is kind of relaxing to watch other people knit. Yeah, I hate purling too. When I have to do a whole row of purl, that's part of how I started mirror knitting like this. Is because I hate it. Hi, Michelle. It is a long time no chat. Oh, it's pronounced apple. Okay. I never can tell if that spelling is Appel or Apple. Okay, Lisa. I'll call you Lisa. I'll try to remember that. Please hit that folder owl button is free. What? I don't know what you mean, Rachel. Oh, follow button. Okay. Folder owl button. Yeah, anybody who's chatting or just watching, if you wouldn't mind hitting that follow button, I would super appreciate it. I'm trying to get to affiliate because at affiliate you can do super fun stuff like have channel points and have like channel challenges and things like that. And I would love to be able to do stuff like that. And I'm getting so close. Y'all are so fantastic, and I just started going in the wrong direction. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is why it's dangerous. This is why. Oh my gosh, how many stitches did I do? I think I just did. Okay. Put it in a pancake. That's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes. Take the bacon and put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes. That's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Michelle, this is Pinions. You can type exclamation Pinions in the chat and you can get the link to purchase it on Casapinka's Ravelry page. Thank you, Kathy, for the bacon pancakes. I love bacon pancakes.
I'm a potato.
I also love I'm a potato. Oh, you're on your tablet and stumble hard. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, bacon pancakes is like one of my favorite things ever, ever, ever. I have so many more sounds that I want to add. I'm also thinking that I'm going to try to figure out how to get some recordings of Momo so that y'all can hear her because she is quite talkative, and I think it would be fun to set up some alerts for her. So, or alerts using her little voice. I'm a potato. I forget. There's a Doctor Who one on there, and I think I may only have the three. I can't remember.
Hello, sweetie.
There it is. Yeah. Hello, sweetie. River Song, one of my favorite characters. Oh, that's what I need. I need to add spoilers. Spoilers. I might have to look for that one. Momo doesn't trill so much. Luna does. In fact, I call her Luna Bird because when she gets talkative, it's like she's singing to me and she chirps and she trills and she does all the cute little sounds. Momo mostly, like, she full on talks to you. She's like, meow, meow. And mostly these days she yells at me because mostly she is sitting up on a very particular part of the counter in the kitchen and she is staring at me and demanding that I give her food or treats or both or, some unknown other thing that she won't tell me what it is. Currently, after her little spate of whatever, playing with the curtain, I had to roll the extra chair over here again, and now she's sleeping in the chair and she's nice and quiet and calm. Oh no, you spilled soda on your keyboard. That's no fun. Let's see. Momo is directly next to me. Let's see. If I move the camera around, okay. Everybody close your eyes for a second and I'll move the camera around because I think I can point it at Momo, maybe. I might have to move the microphone. Okay. So Momo is right there. And you can see Loki, or no, you can't see Loki. He's in the bed behind where the chair is. Oh, you can see him through the chair. And Luna is hiding wherever Luna hides during the day. Luna tends to run off and sleep in other parts of the house that are a little bit warmer. The craft room gets kind of chilly. I apologize for the jostly camera. Let me get back fixed here. But yeah, at some point, I'm hoping to get a third camera, assuming I can make it work. I got a USB hub, and it turns out that it won't run the microphone, and it won't run the second camera. It'll only run my main camera and my mouse. So it did give me theoretically at least one extra slot, so that I can have everything plugged in, so I can have my mouse and my peripherals in there. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to run a third camera. But so I need to figure out a third camera setup. But I want to have kitty cam. Ultimately, I want to have kitty cam. It is a goal. It is a goal. So um, Amaretto trills. Oh, that's so cute. When she's super excited, she'll purr and meow at the same time, and it sounds like a song. Oh, and it's so cute. I love it when cats do that. Yeah, not all USB hubs are created equal. And I will say, I got a cheapy one. I got a cheapy one off of Amazon. I don't know a lot about computer hardware and stuff. So I have a difficult time purchasing things without advice from more techie people. And unfortunately, I am the techiest person in my general friend group. So and I just haven't Googled enough to know what I'm looking for. Ultimately, what I really need to get, because I need to invest at some point in a desktop computer. And in addition to a desktop computer, I need to get a Switch, not a Nintendo Switch, but like a computer Switch, so that I can, or at least for as long as I'm able to work from home, I need to get a Switch so that I can have my dual monitor setup, flip back and forth between, and my keyboard and my mouse flip back and forth between my personal desktop and my work laptop, so that I can go back and forth. So I need that setup. I need an extra camera. I need a USB hub. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to work on. Yeah, generally speaking, I will look for quality over price. But I really didn't think in this case that it was going to be a big deal. So I looked at the reviews, and the reviews indicated that this would work. People said that they were using it for various kinds of peripheral stuff. Um, I was concerned it wouldn't necessarily work for the camera, and that turned out to be correct. It will work for my mouse, and it does work the one camera, so I can at least use it for those two pieces to run off of one USB, which, like I said, at least gets everything plugged in right now. So it's good enough for now, but it's not a permanent solution, which is unfortunate. So that is where we are, though. But yeah, I eventually want to have kitty cam. So probably what will happen is once I get to the point where I can get channel points, and when I'm considered an affiliate, folks start subscribing and that sort of thing, then that's probably what those funds will go to. It will go to upgrading things so that I can do fun things like kitty cam and stuff like that. And once I have kitty cam, then you'll get to do fun things like turn in your channel points for to get me to give the kitties treats or pets, or just to to do things related to the cats, because I know that those are the kinds of things I love to see on a stream. So I figure probably other people would love to see those on a stream also. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. I don't know if y'all have noticed. Some of you have already joined, and thank you for those of you who have. But I've started a Discord server, and the link is should be popping up occasionally in the chat. You can also type exclamation point D to get the Discord link if you want to join and chat offline. And I don't know if anybody's posted there, but if there's, I can check here in a second and see if there's anything that's been posted to the Show Me on Twitch folder, and we can see if anybody is. In fact, there's the Discord. So yeah, if any, I'll check in a second, and we'll see. Oh my gosh, this lunch hour has gone so fast, y'all. Okay, so I'll get to the end of this row, and then I will check and see if there's anything on Discord to share. I have set a couple other chat rooms or text rooms open where you can share pictures that you don't necessarily want all over the internet. So if you prefer not to have your picture shown on Twitch, that's totally fine. There's a couple other places where you can share your works in progress and finishes and new starts and all that sort of stuff. There's also a couple of places where you can talk about shows that you're watching and books that you're reading, because that's the kind of stuff that I get into. And let's see, what am I doing at the end of this row? This is Pearl to the End. Pearl to the End. But yeah, so that's all the things. All the things. Yeah, I figured I had a couple people, even though this is only like my fourth stream, I think I had a couple people already asking if I had a Discord. So I went ahead and set it up. It was easy enough to set up. So that's where we are. So I've done 2 rows today. James says congrats on starting Twitch. And are you looking into your Monster Energy affiliateship? Only if Monster Energy is gonna provide me with a sugar free version, because I can't have all that sugar. It's not good. 3 words to make you swoon, knit to the end. Yeah, I feel that. I totally feel that. Let's see. Do 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 do. Oh yay! A whole bunch of you have joined. Wow! Look at all that. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Nothing on Show Me on Twitch yet. That's totally fine. Okay, and the rest of that I can check in a minute. But yeah. Oh, we actually have more time than I thought we did. It's only quarter till. It's only quarter till. I might try one more row. Yeah, I'm all about the knit to the end, because it makes it the I don't like to do that too many times, because then it gets boring. Like I need a special stitch every few rows, or I get annoyed. But it gets too boring. But generally speaking, especially after I've done a couple of really complicated rows, when I see knit to the end or purl to the end, I'm like, yes, yes. Like, let me just do this. And so now I'm going to come back and knit the next row. Pardon, because I have an itch right in the back of my throat. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. I need the heat on because I'm freezing to death, but the heat is also drying out my sinuses. And then talking and not having water, only having coffee here to drink, is not helping a ton either. Yeah, I am knitting both ways, Michelle. I'm totally. Oh, you popped a picture in. Okay, let me get back in there. I am knitting in both directions. So this is not a standard knitting practice. This is Jessie does things the way they want to kind of practice. Um, so this is your traditional continental style knitting. So I'm not full on. So if you're doing an English style, let me. There we go. If you're doing a more English style of knit, then you're going to pick your yarn up, and actually, I guess you'd be holding it. You'd be holding it over here, and then you see. I don't know how to do this. And you would pull your yarn over like that, and then you would knit it through. But continental style, you hold the yarn in your left hand and pull it over. And a lot of folks will actually hold it. They'll hold the yarn out like this. Oops. They'll hold the yarn out like this, and they'll pick it up with the needle and pull it through the loop. So you can totally do that. I find that to be less comfortable for me, especially because I tend to knit pretty tightly. So this can be difficult to do for me. But that's generally how continental knitters will knit, is they will hold the yarn out, and then they'll pick it up with their right needle and pull it through the loop, and then pull that off. So I do a modified continental style, where I'm sort of halfway throwing. So I will pick up the yarn and bring it over, instead of using my needle to pick the yarn and bring it under. So that's how I do a knit stitch. And then when I'm coming back in the other direction, that is actually a mirror purl stitch. So it lets me do essentially this same motion, but it's working a purl stitch on the back side so that I don't have to flip my work around. I don't know that I'm talented. My brain just works weird, and I've learned to accept that and work with it. That's all that really is. Stocking it around for ages for a Scotch broom top by Wool and Pine. Yeah, so boring. After the super fun broomstick stitches for the top. Yeah, see, that's part of the reason that I haven't done any garments and stuff yet is because a lot of sweaters and things like that require you to do a million jillion rows of stockinette or garter stitch, and the idea of doing that many rows of stockinette and garter makes me want to just scream. I can't. I can't. You need to learn mirror knitting. Flipping the work and purling is the devil. It really is. I hate flipping. It's so weird. Like flipping the work itself, it doesn't matter what stitch I have to do. Flipping the work makes me annoyed. Like I just hate doing it. I guess most people don't care. I hate flipping my work. I just hate it. And then purling is just annoying in general. I don't like doing a traditional purl. It's annoying. Um, if we only knew someone who could teach us. I'm not really sure how to teach you how to purl or how to mirror knit because I mean, I can show you what I do. I don't know if I can explain it terribly well because it's just a thing that I picked up. It's just a thing that I do. Um, and then I realized, oh, I'm actually doing this correctly. I'm just doing it backwards. And it probably is because I have some level of dyslexia. And so to my brain, it's totally fine. And to a non dyslexic brain, it might be like, what? Sister is left-handed but was taught to knit right-handed and now knits both ways. She tried to teach me. Yeah. I mean, I think it takes being able to use your brain in a certain way. And not everybody, it's not a special way necessarily, but it takes your brain moving in certain ways, and not everybody's brain works that way, I think is the main thing. And probably somewhere here in the middle, I have like an extra, like a random extra stitch because I was mirror knitting and then I started going forward again when I shouldn't have. So there's probably a weird stitch somewhere because I'm not sure if I undid all the stitches that I did. Do, 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 do. I'm trying to go back here. Yeah, Jasmine, I totally know what you mean. And I love when I have a lot of stockinette or garter when I am watching a show that I really want to pay attention to because I know that I can knit that without any issues. It's part of the reason I'm so happy that I have stockinette to work on right now because it makes it way easier to chat with y'all. On Monday, I was working on the two more complicated rows in this section, and that was a bear. That was difficult. I kept forgetting what part of the stitch I was in, and somehow I managed to do it all correctly without making any mistakes, but I don't know how. But this is like super easy, and I can go pretty quickly. I still have to look at my work. I'm not good at not looking at my knitting. Rachel can watch TV while she's knitting. When she's doing like knit and garter stitch, I can't. I can't. I have not developed that skill. I'm getting too close to the camera. Do, 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 do. Yes, flipping the work is exactly like moving the Q snap for me. It is. the good thing the good thing is that all knitting is like what to me. I have a lot of trouble with directions, like directionality, like left and right. Like my brain does not like to comprehend left and right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely can't read while I'm knitting. Kathy, that's not a thing that's going to happen with me. Oh wow. I can't imagine knitting at a stoplight, Jasmine. I really can't. Um I, Even though knitting is way easier for me to pick up and put down than cross stitching, I still can't imagine whipping it out at a light. I would love, love, love to learn how to knit without looking, especially because that would make chatting super easy if I could do that. but I think I don't trust my hands enough. Um, I don't know. Maybe I just need to knit more. Like I need to do more standard stockinette and garter stitches for a while and just kind of maybe I should have a practice piece. Like I should have a piece that's just nothing but stockinette or garter stitch and just do like just practice knitting without looking at it. Maybe that's a thing I should do because that would be a very useful skill to be able to just look at the screen while I'm chatting instead of having to look down at my knitting. Of course, part of it is I need to look down at my knitting so I can make sure that you're still able to see what I'm knitting. Really read anymore, listen to audiobooks. Yeah, yeah, I haven't read a book in ages. If a book doesn't have pictures, I can't read it these days. I think I have lost, or at least maybe lost is the wrong word, but I don't have the same capability to sit and pay attention to bulk text like that anymore. It's hard for me to read work emails anymore. It can be really difficult to sit still long enough to read a work email because my brain wants to bounce all over the place. My eyes won't stay. So I do a lot of things through audio and have been doing increasingly so for the last few years. I just can't pay attention to a book these days. Not unless it's a graphic novel. Like that I can do. Because there's pictures. I can do pictures. Let's see. Great video on practicing knitting and purling without looking. Ooh, I will have to check that out. You two had the same thought at the same time. A sock. Yeah, I have a sock I need to finish. Or a pair of socks I need to finish, I guess. Put your hands under a table, kind of like learning to type. Yeah, see, I hated learning to type. I love the fact that I can type without looking now. It's a fantastic skill to have, but I hated learning it. I have not listened to Outlander yet. To be fair, I've listened to like 1 hour of an audiobook in the last year and a half. I just haven't. I keep trying to listen to audiobooks and I keep not doing it. Um, but it is in my queue, and when I finally make my um, book board for Whipco, it will be on my book board. Yeah, there's rarely anything that matters in a work email. And I have a couple of colleagues who specifically over explain everything. It's really difficult. Let's see. We have some Discordy things. Let's look at the Discordy things. Let's also make sure we're in my Discordy thing. Yes. Okay. So I haven't set up a screen share yet. So I'll just share it on the camera. And after we do this, I'll probably have to go because it's about time. It's about 1. Yeah. So love learning to type. Your school had typing class and was the only one completed and finishing it or completely finished the typing program. I didn't mind learning to type, like the actual typing. It was the way that I was taught to learn to type without looking was very frustrating. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when we have to go back to the office either, Dawn. I know that we're going to have a teleworking schedule. We're going to have like a hybrid schedule when we do go back, but I'm not looking forward to having to be back in the office at all. I don't think it's sad that FlossTube has taken over your audiobook listening. I think that's actually okay, Kathy. I think that's fine. Coworker bragging about his speed, so I challenged her, kicked butt. Yeah. Oh wow, 2 audiobooks a week. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's look. Rachel has shared with us. If I can do it without. So this is Rachel's knitting. I can't tell what you're working on. Is that still your pinions? Is that the end of your pinions? You may have said. Jasmine is working on this gorgeous piece. This is the one that you showed on Michelle's live the other day, isn't it? That's that fantastic like countdown mini thing. Let's see. Yeah, Twitch and YouTube really have taken over. I watch a lot of TV too. And Dawn's working on this awesome piece. Look at that. Dawn, you're a new knitter. Yeah, you're a new knitter, aren't you? Because you just started this the other day. Oh, you're doing the border now. Okay. And then let's see. Ginny Kate, is this yours? I'm assuming that that's you. That looks really nice. I love the texture on this side over. Oops, sorry. I love the texture over here. And Nadine is working on some cross stitch. Look at that bunny. How cute is that? That is so cute. So for next time, hi Anna! Yay, it's Anna! For next time, next time is probably going to be tomorrow. So for next time, I will actually set up a view in Twitch so that I can show you on my screen the Discord, so that you so that you can see it a little bit better. I should be able to set that up without too awfully much trouble. The thing that I'm using makes it fairly easy, so I'll put this back in the camera so you have something to look at. I haven't touched your knitting in weeks because apparently you need to stitch like a possessed person. Yeah, you do. You are stitching like maybe obsessed instead of possessed, but yes. How many pieces have you finished? You finished like 2 pieces in the last 2 weeks because you're on fire. You are on fire. What am I missing? I missed something. Okay. Yep, Jenny Kate, I was right. I recognize you. New to circular, but a straight knit stitcher for blankets and scarves. Yeah, I like circulars a lot. We had this conversation the other day. I have crocheted, Michelle, but I don't crochet a whole lot anymore. I haven't heard of Attic 24. Oh, that's the broomstick stitch. That's really nice. I like it a lot. Yeah, Nadine's is super cute, isn't it, Kathy? Keep it simple as I hate to count stitches. Yes, me too. I'm really awful when it comes to counting my stitches, whether it's cross stitch or knitting. Like I count just enough to make sure that I haven't totally screwed something up, and that's about it. Middle of a nap, so I'm a lurk. That's totally fine, Anna, because we're actually getting ready to. Well, I'm getting ready to jump off of here. Y'all are more than welcome to keep chatting, but I have to go back to work, unfortunately. So lunchtime is over. Yep, my lunch hour is over as well. So thank you all for joining me. This has been so fun. I'm planning on. I like to joke that you can only count to 4. I can count to 10. That's as much as I'm willing to count. I'm planning on being here tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. So I'll at least do that for this week. Next week, I might switch it up a little bit. I'm going to try to do what I'm going to try to do next week is one evening, one lunchtime, and a weekend. So I'll be doing different times to try to figure out what works. If folks like the lunchtime thing, then I will do lunchtime at least once, if not twice a week. And but I want to make sure that our folks over on the West Coast who maybe can't take a break at 9 a.m. Can jump in on some chat and stuff too. So appreciated you all being here. I've loved chatting with you, and I hope I will see some or all of you again tomorrow.